What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So as you guys know, Call of Duty loves to do crossovers and promotions. These are things that they have carried and brought into the game for quite a while now. They've been doing it for years and years, and they've done things where they've had major events tied to them. So bringing in operator bundles, events to where you can complete challenges, rewards, limited time game modes, and the crossovers have expanded between cartoons to TV shows to movies, celebrities, to different universes that don't even make sense to bring into COD. This is something that they've done over the last couple of years. Black Ops 6 is no exception. Many people thought maybe they would keep it realistic because of the lack of carry forward. They thought maybe they were going to keep it 80s, 90s, the era of the Gulf War period as Black Ops 6 is meant for. But we already saw with the Season 1 update, they brought in animated dragon skins, ultra skins, mastercrafts. So it didn't look like that really held up for long. Now we have multiple different leaks of over 5 different crossovers that are going to be coming in, with the newest one being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So real quick before we start, I just got to give you that disclaimer letting you know that everything here is based on leaks. Nothing has been officially confirmed except for one crossover, which we'll be talking about later in the video, but everything else is just basically speculation based on some of the trailers we've gotten, the teases, the leaks, and the information that was found in the files. But because it has not been officially confirmed, literally anything could happen. It could get scrapped, delayed, so just take all this information with a grain of salt. Now the first crossover that we talked about here on the channel, this was before the release of Black Ops 6, and that was a LeBron James crossover operator skin. And the reason why we say that is one day randomly on October 12th, LeBron James tweeted at Call of Duty saying, "Bronny just said he wants his own skin, Activision Call of Duty, talk to me." And then they actually replied to this, and the official Call of Duty account went ahead and said, "We know Bronny is a shooter. Let's talk. First father-son duo in NBA history. Could be a Call of Duty first as well." And it's nothing new to see basketball players being added. We saw Kevin Durant. We also saw Devin Booker. You can even see here from the trailer, we ended up getting him last year, I believe, during Modern Warfare 3. He was added as a brand new operator skin. So it's very possible that if LeBron James is really interested in being an operator skin, this could be a very good cash opportunity for Call of Duty and something that they could potentially create and make a crossover operator skin. So this is the first one that we talked about. Other than this, if it does happen, I'm not expecting major events or limited time modes or anything like that tied alongside it, mainly because he ended up tweeting at them literally a couple weeks before Black Ops 6 launched. And Call of Duty usually plans these types of roadmaps, the content they're going to be releasing years in advance. So it's probably going to be a little bit harder for them to fit him in with an event. So it would make sense to probably drop him in as a bundle randomly during one of the seasons. Now, the next crossover I want to talk about, this one has been officially confirmed and announced by Call of Duty, and this is going to be releasing this upcoming January. So in just a month during the Season 1 Reloaded update. But before we talk about that, quick word from our sponsor, Mitch Cactus. It's a store that can get you the most exclusive operators, help you unlock the Black Ops 6 Mastery camos such as Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula. And if you want to hit Master Prestige even faster, they can also help you out with that. They don't use unlock tools or mods, so you know it's 100% legitimate, and they have over 10,000 verified reviews on Trustpilot. You can use code TRIDZO for a 5% discount. The link will be down in the description. The very first crossover in Black Ops 6 is going to be Squid Games. They have officially announced it for us with a new teaser trailer that they ended up posting a couple of weeks ago. I believe it was the day of the Reloaded marketing, like right a couple of days before they began that. They dropped this new teaser trailer pretty much indicating that Call of Duty and Squid Games would be having a crossover. Now, when the blog post officially released, they had a section dedicated to this crossover. They said Netflix Squid Game coming into multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. The activation dates are blank, but they mentioned it's going to be early January, so around that time is when this will begin. And they said Squid Game gets the green light to come to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Look for limited time modes in multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone in season. Get your numbers up and drop in. More information on this coming soon. And then they provided a photo. First off, they showcase 4 different operator skins from here. So you got the henchmen. These are the guys that pretty much enforce the rules of the Squid Game throughout the entire show. And then you also have the front man. He's the one who is the overseer, sees everything, and I guess controls everything from behind the scenes, but he is the one that they're calling the Rose 4 or 5.0 based on the way that he looks. They also showed a little teaser from the image in the background. You could barely see him. So 4 different operator skins being shown here. There's obviously the other potential ones with the players and the outfits and numbers for them. It's probably going to be a generic type of operator. Maybe they're just going to pick any existing Call of Duty operator that we have and then give them one of those number jerseys. And as they mentioned, there's going to be more details covering this crossover in another upcoming blog dog. So that sort of gives you an idea of how big this event is going to be. But this is the first official one that Call of Duty has announced. And now the following one that we have here, this was shown in a trailer with the Replacer, and it was like a crossover for an ad. So the Replacer and Venom collaborated in creating this ad here. He basically said that he was going to be replacing Eddie, and he was going to be, I guess, taking over with Venom while he plays Black Ops 6. And then they showed this trailer here. Obviously, this could indicate that they could potentially have a crossover in the game in the future, bringing in a Venom operator skin. This could also mean that they only collaborated for the specifics of marketing. So at the same time they were marketing Black Ops 6, they were also marketing the brand new Venom movie. I believe it's called The Last Dance. So it was a promotion that pretty much worked in both of their favors, and it could be nothing more. I went ahead and created a concept of what I think maybe a Venom operator skin could look like if it was added into the game. Some people were saying they could turn it into an event and bring in a lot more content, also because Sony does own not only Venom but everything Spider-Man related. We could potentially see a Spider-Man crossover as well, but at the moment, no leaks, no additional information since this trailer has dropped. So even if it does release, it's probably not going to happen until way later into the life cycle. But that was another one. Now the next crossover that we could potentially have, this one's a little bit more likely, and that one is Call of Duty and Diablo. So the Replacer went ahead and actually replaced Diablo and went into their universe, and they dropped a little trailer for that as well. Now Call of Duty is owned by Activision Blizzard. They also own Diablo as well, so they do have the rights to this. We've seen crossovers with Diablo before. We saw them bring in a boss for the Haunting. They also brought in Lilith and Inarius, and we had a major event tied to that before. Now I do apologize, I'm not familiar with the Diablo storyline, but from my understanding, the Replacer actually replaced a completely separate character that we never got in the game, which I believe her name is Nyrel. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but that could also be another potential operator they can add in, and then other major maybe protagonists or antagonists that have to do with that storyline, considering it's completely different than what we saw with the last time that they added them into the game. Now this next crossover is the last one that I talked about, and that one has to do with Call of Duty and Halo officially doing a crossover. Now there was a couple of things that we ended up getting in terms of this information, one of them being the fact that Halo was actually scheduled for Modern Warfare 3. According to Ghost of Hope, who gets insider information, they actually were planning on doing this crossover, and in specific they were actually going to add this bundle in the Season 3 update of MW3. They planned on bringing in a Master Chief bundle with an operator, his own unique voice lines, weapon blueprints, and such, but it was actually scrapped for multiple reasons. One of them being that maybe they weren't able to fit him into the crossover. There was all the issues with like the Microsoft acquisition that they haven't yet finalized and finished. And then there was other sources claiming that it was delayed for the release of Black Ops 6 because it would just be a much better event to add it there. Now, obviously, because it's insider information, not everything is 100% accurate. We don't know if they're ever planning on bringing it back. Maybe they will release it sometime during Black Ops 6, and they truly were saving it for this game. Now I did make a full detailed video about it. If you want more information on it and all the details, the reasoning, and all the information we have on it so far, I'll have that video linked down in the description, but just wanted to give you a quick summary on that potential crossover, which is the last one we talked about. Now there is a brand new one coming in, and this was actually leaked with the Season 1 Reloaded update. So as you guys know, when a new update like this drops, there's always a lot of content that's added into the files to prepare for future updates. That's sort of how we knew in the Season 1 update that Reloaded would feature wonder weapons that would have to deal with Umbral and Elemental swords before it actually went ahead and released. Now this time around, a leaker by the name of COD Warfare has actually leaked some upcoming weapons that are going to be releasing in a future update for Black Ops 6. Now this does not officially confirm it to be in Season 2, but here's what he said. We have new melee weapons coming in. One of them is going to be a skateboard, one of them will be katanas, then there are sais, nunchucks, and then there is also a bow staff. Now it's very uncommon for Call of Duty to add 5 melee weapons within an update. I mean, we didn't even launch with a total of 5 melee weapons, so it did raise a little bit of questions. Why would they be planning and adding all these melee weapons together at the same exact time? Now when you take a look and actually consider what these are for, this actually fits TMNT to the dot. So we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the characters within that show. First off, every single one of them skateboards often. That's like a whole part of the show. That's the first melee weapon. Now, when you take a look at the individual characters, each character uses a unique weapon if you've ever watched the show or any of the movies. But the first one is Leonardo. He uses a dual wield set of katana swords, which is the second weapon that COD Warfare ended up finding in the files. Then when you go on to the next weapon, which is the pair of sais, these are the ones that Raphael uses. You can see them in every TMNT photo. He has on a dual wield set. Now, the fourth set of DLC weapons are nunchucks, and none other than the boy Michelangelo uses these, and you can once again see from the photos that that is his melee weapon. And then the last one that we have is the bow staff, and Donatello is the one who famously uses these. Now, this could be one of the biggest stretches ever. I personally don't think it is. 5 different melee weapons, and then you have all the melee weapons matching the characters. Now, the thing is, when you take a look at Call of Duty's history, one of the very first crossovers that Call of Duty ended up introducing during its next gen phase, which was the start of Modern Warfare 2, was in Season 1 Reloaded, and that was Shredder. He is a part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe. He's actually the main antagonist that we have. Now, at the time, it was like the very early stages of them introducing crossovers, so they didn't have any sort of events tied to him. I don't even remember if he had his own unique voice lines or not, but considering they brought in an operator from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe, and now they're bringing in the main characters, it's very believable. It's the fact that he also provided the photo showcasing these different melee weapons actually sitting in the files for Black Ops 6, which at the time I'm recording this, he hasn't specifically found any mentions of the actual characters or the operators in the files. So I feel like this is something that's still yet not complete. Future updates will give us more information on this if they decide to add a little bit more to it. They usually will slowly update things over time until right before it's about to release. We do have a massive 1.75 title update that we're going to be required to download coming in soon, and that maybe we'll have a little bit more information. If this is a crossover that's going to be releasing during Season 2, then chances are we'll have more intel on that with the release of that 1.75 update. But based on the information you're seeing so far, could this potentially be a stretch? Could they just be adding these 5 melee weapons to add them, have nothing to do with anything? Or do you think this actually has to do with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Anyways, that's all that I got for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, I'll always keep you up to date on any new information that we get in regards to this, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's been your boy Chidzo, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.